Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the third edition of Cinema Effect After Dark. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by a resident Irish citizen, Liam.
Oh,
aka Fitzy.
First. Oh my god. Hey, what's up?
That just made your day. It sounded like you were stoked about that.
Definitely, yeah.
And Disney's number one hater, Jaded.
Hello.
Hi.
How's you to be second?
Is it actually that uncommon for you to be first?
Yeah.
I think so.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, it really is, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's not good being a second-rate citizen. Yeah, now I know.
No.
Now I know what it's like living in a Moorish Spain. You know.
Right. That's a random reference.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about this time slot, these After Dark ones? Because, like, do you feel like compared to our regular time slot, like you have more or less energy now, for example?
Oh, no, I'm the same.
The same?
Yeah, it just depends on, like, you know, what's going to happen next is kind of...
Wait, what? What's going to happen next?
What's going to happen next? End of the world.
Yeah.
If you have a stroke live on air, that would probably change it. Yeah.
I actually, I usually get up pretty close to the podcast in the morning, just because, I'm a DJ,
right.
So not have a sleep schedule. But I kind of realized from doing that before work that I have a few hours where I kind of need to wake up. And so I kind of realized that I'm probably less quality in the morning.
Sure. No,
but
I get that. I mean,
sometimes at night I'm not. Yeah. Don't know about it.
Well, depending on what mood I sort of ebbs and flows of it, but yeah, sometimes I'm sort of awake in 10 minutes in the morning. Other times, especially a couple of years ago, it used to sort of take me 2 hours to get me fully mentally active in the morning. I think everyone's like that to different extents, but I get that. So we're getting prime Liam now, though, so I expect your absolute best.
No, I already copped a yawn from him. I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Well, we're screwed.
Yeah, but I'm conscious,
You're right.
My dreams aren't flowing into my brain still, exiting my brain.
So you yawn, but at least you're mentally active at the moment.
Yeah, at least I've been awake for more than 5 hours. Actually, have I? I don't even know.
5 hours. Oh no, you had to ask the question.
Sorry to expose myself.
Yeah. But no one knows the specific time. This is right now. So.
No, it's 12 o'clock. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's right. Forget I said after dark. I can edit that part out. That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Prometheus, which opened in the US on the 8th of June 2012. It was directed by Ridley Scott. It is a sci-fi mystery. And the synopsis says, following clues to the origin of mankind, a team finds a structure on a distant moon, but they soon realize they are not alone. Wow. The fifth alien film of ours. Jaden, what did you think of Prometheus on this? How many times have you seen it? Rewatch.
This is probably my fourth time.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Prometheus is the one I've watched the most.
It's a lot of times.
Yeah, Prometheus was my first alien movie, actually. And I actually remember in back in year 8 homeroom or whatever class we had back then, Aiden showed me the alien abortion scene just for the fun of it. I was sick.
Before you saw the movie?
Yeah, I think he gave me the movie because we were all passing movies around in USBs back then. So I think I think at that point is when I got the movie, and he just showed me that scene as well. And I was like, nice.
What a scene, by the way.
No, I love Prometheus. I really do. And on this sequence of rewatches, it's kind of stood out at the moment as my second favorite alien film. It's fantastic. I love the mystery. I love the stacked cast, dude. I always forget how stacked it is.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I love the action. I love the designs. I love the creatures that come out of it. I really love everything about it, and it always surprised me that it's kind of met with a bit of adversity in kind of receptions. Yeah, I don't know. I love Prometheus. Yeah.
Cool. Did you have a moment did you always know when you watched this the first time that this was an alien movie?
Yeah, I think I always knew. Yeah,
because I could see watching this. Obviously, we're doing it as part of this franchise, but I could see like if you just threw this on having no clue, you know, at least for a little while, for most of it. Fitzy, what about you?
I like Prometheus. I like it. It's bonkers. It's quite bonkers. It's definitely unique. And I like. There's some great moments in it. Especially in the last half and the third act. But like mainly, I think it's kind of meh until Wayland shows up and then it gets interesting. Before that, it's just kind of a lot of, I don't know. I mean, the film is obviously very unique, as I said, like conceptually, but the actual procedure and like what's going on is quite standard. Like just everything from getting to the place and discovering things and all that stuff is not of much interest, but once it starts to heat up, I start to get engaged and enjoy it. And I do think there are some great scenes. Obviously, the alien abortion scene is fantastic. And I think, the inclusion of David in the series, especially in the next one, or his other character in the next one, Michael Fassbender, but that's very cool. Adds like another layer to it, I guess. But yeah, mostly it's kind of, I don't know. It's a bit boring for the first half, I guess. And then it gets interesting.
Was that a pun, by the way, when you said it heats up? Like as soon as Charlize Theron gets out the flamethrower?
Oh. I didn't say that, but that's good.
Have we discussed it? Is it Theron or Theron before?
Oh my god, probably.
Because you said Theron there, I was like, no.
I have no clue, by the way. Is it Theron?
I don't think I've ever actually said it out loud, but like I kind of read it as Theron. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
got no clue, dude. I didn't like this movie, and I thought it was lame. I'm sorry. I was I was disappointed, man. I don't know. Like the first, I feel like we're all maybe a bit different to where like I thought the first 30 minutes was cool. And then like it completely fell off a cliff for me. So, yeah, I don't know. Like there are interesting ideas. Like conceptually, I totally agree. Like I was into the ideas, and I thought like the opening title sequence was really cool. Left me with a lot of questions, and it was just really visually striking. And that was cool. And then I liked David's awesome. I love David. Definitely the best part of the movie. And Michael Fassbender is just incredible. And so getting into him was cool. But yeah, I don't know, man. This movie just turns into aliens. It's just aliens, dude. Like let's go to this place. But it is, isn't it?
No,
you know?
No.
I don't know. Like so for me, the main disappointment came from the fact that I was really into the motivations of this crew. I was really into the mission and why they were doing this, and like this idea of like finding the origins of mankind, and like they literally say in the movie, like challenging Darwinism. I'm like, holy shit, this is really cool. Setting all these mysteries up about what this species is and what it means for us as a species and all this stuff, and then it just sort of gave me nothing. Like I don't know.
But that's not the mystery for the audience. That's the mystery for the characters. But the audience knows from the opening scene that, this is where we came from.
Right. So that's what so I didn't really get the opening scene. I was just intrigued by it. Like, so the opening scene's...
Yeah, in the opening scene, he drinks the poison and dissolves his body. And then, in the water, we see the DNA reconstructing as a bit different. And that's meant to be, Earth. And he's meant to be, our Adam, in a sense.
Oh, wait, really?
Okay.
So he's like on Earth at that point?
Yeah, and that's just a prehistoric Earth.
Okay.
Right, yeah, because the ship... Right, okay, yeah, because that's meant to be like... That's Scotland where then the two scientists go, right?
Yeah, no, it's kind of different because so that engineer at the start is prehistory, and then we're kind of meant to think that throughout time they've kind of revisited us to check our progress or keep us on track.
Right.
So like, and like that's why they like go to different like civilizations and stuff.
What's the black shit that he drinks?
Just, I don't know, another weapon that they've engineered to like kind of, I don't know, break down their DNA and then reform it in a different
so
manner.
he did that on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's unclear whether it was forced or like, you know, whether it was voluntary, but like, yeah, it's intentional, you know.
I thought it was an accident or something, but that's interesting.
That'd be pretty funny if he were there. It's like the equivalent of like accidentally like hitting some poison ivy or some shit, and then like a species is born because of that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Right, so that was meant to. I know, it was gorgeous. It was like Iceland, and then there was the ship was there too at the time, right? Mm-hmm. So they were visiting at the time Earth.
Yeah, and that's why the ship.
Right.
Yeah, that's why the ship is like that kind of different form to what we know it as, like as that horseshoe that we know. It doesn't look like that because it's, you know, millions of years in the past.
Okay.
So even the engineers have, you know, progress in that time since.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, well, that makes sense. That went over my head totally. Oh, so then in that sense.
Oh, yeah, I didn't understand on the first watch. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect you
cool.
to. Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. Well, thank you so much. I feel smart now. Well, no, I feel a bit better. But,
I mean, I was like 14 when I watched it, so.
God damn it. So, anyway, I was super into then, like, I was into that visually. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, the design of the engineer, like, really cool. I was like, dude, what? This is nuts. And then transitioning into
when we first saw the engineer at the start, I immediately thought of Charlie Scanlon, man. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, Charlie Scanlon is like in this film.
Charlie Scanlon is an engineer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Prime, just the blueprint of the species, you know, literally. That's great. 100%. That's hilarious. So then I was super into the preceding sort of 20 or 30 minutes where we get into the flashback in the cave, the flash forward, but it is a flashback to the rest of the film. The scene in the cave in Scotland was cool. Like, okay, how does this species relate to all these different civilizations? And then when we get on the ship and David wakes everyone up, and mainly what is it, Wayland or Wheatland?
Wayland.
Yeah. The old man Wayland, who's terrifying looking. What is up with all that makeup? That's Guy Pearce?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That was a weird choice. I did not like the makeup. Like, it was too much for me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like, I feel like I feel like I'm the trivia section this time because I fucking read it all.
Oh, go for it.
Like, they were going to cast an old bloke originally, but then like they wrote in a scene that included a young Wayland that was like a bit physical. Oh no, because of that scene where like he gets whacked around, like they couldn't have like, you know, an 80-year-old, you know, like on like cables or whatever. So like, yeah, we'll get a young guy and cake him in makeup.
That's kind of weird. I feel like
I think there was also meant to be a guy. Is there a flashback with Wayland as well?
It's in the
like a young version.
That's in the next one, I think. Covenant.
Yeah.
Or it's one of the shorts. I don't know.
It wasn't in this movie. I've not seen that.
Yeah, it might be one of the shorts, but I think that's what I read as well. Like they had a flashback with a young guy, so that, you know, they'd rather put someone in makeup to make him look old than, you know, recast.
Yeah. I think that was with David, wasn't it? David was in that scene.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right. See, I actually thought for a while that Wayland was Michael Fassbender and David was, because at that point I was just trying to justify the makeup. So I was like, because he refers to David as sort of a son to him. So I thought it was going to be a situation where Wayland made an android of his younger self, and that was going to be a reveal.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess not. That's fine. Yes. Anyway, so then like the motivations of this mission, the speech he gives on the holo projector at the start, I'm like, I'm all in. This is really cool. I thought that whole scene was really well. I mean, the whole movie's really well acted. I'll give it. It's definitely technically, you know, sound in that sense. I like all the performances. The cast is unbelievable, like truly.
Sean Harris, like who fucking knew Sean Harris?
Right?
Every time I see him, I just want to rewatch Mission Impossible Fallout. Just made me want to do that. I was like, fuck.
I know, it's so good. He's great. I love him. I mean, yeah, he was kind of useless in this movie, but He's a great actor. And then, so I don't know. And then for me, it basically just turned into aliens like really quick. So like when they get on the planet the first time, like the planet's really cool looking. And there's the structure, and I'm like, I'm very curious about what they're going to find. Because at this point, I didn't understand the opening scene, didn't understand I was meant to understand this already. So I'm like totally in the shoes of them, like, what are we going to find here? What secrets are we going to uncover for the species? And I don't know, from my watching experience, I sort of found nothing. There was a bunch of vases that were pretty toxic, and then everyone died. You know, I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
It just felt like aliens. I don't know. It's kind of whatever to me.
I feel like doesn't Wayland say like when he's dying that there's nothing, and like the whole trip is a kind of disappointment, or it's like it's like it was a search for discovery, but it turned into this other thing, into like the survival thing.
Oh, I thought he was talking. Oh, actually, that makes sense.
No,
I thought he was talking about there was nothing after death. That's what I thought he was saying.
Yeah, I think that's what I think it is more.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like the crew is meant to think it's a mission discovery, but like the actual intent was to extend Wayland's life. And I think I think that him saying there's nothing, there's nothing here is there's nothing to grant him more life.
Oh, sorry, no, that's not what I meant. Oh, wow, we got three interpretations. I thought, because wasn't there a conversation earlier in the film about what life after death and what there is?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I thought he was saying, oh my god, that's so weird. Three different. I thought he was saying, like, in that moment he was about to die, like he realized, oh, there's nothing after death. Like I'm just dead. I thought it was like a philosophical thing.
I thought he was saying there's no hope of. Yeah, there's no hope of him extending his life. There's no.
I feel like that's probably more valid. Because that is quite literally.
Well, okay, but what I'm saying is, I think like that line, him saying "there's nothing" is kind of, like the film in a nutshell. Like everyone's looking for like a massive scientific discovery, and they do find that with the DNA, but they're looking for something greater, I guess, and they don't find that. Like they're looking for a reason. Nimi Rapace is looking for a reason. Why? Or like try to understand why the engineers came back to Earth to try and kill the humans, I guess. Or they like changed their mind about that or something, and they wanted to figure out why they changed their mind about humans, and they wanted to go back and kill them, but they didn't. So
it wasn't about changing their mind; it was just about testing out their weapons on a race that they could, like it's like like they were the petri dish, like as Logan Marshall Green says, but it wasn't like just to see how they grow. It was just it was to grow a colony of like beings enough like them to test their weapons out on.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like I feel like she's looking for a greater reasoning. Like even after all that, she like says that to like David. She puts on the her cross. Symbolizing her belief. I'm in essay writing mode right now, so like I'm looking at all the symbols.
You just made this a 5-star movie for me. I'm just saying, not really, but you actually have improved the movie for me in that what you just actually genuinely flipped what was my main issue with the movie, in that there's just at least nothing, into like actually being like a stance the film takes genuinely, like in this idea. I don't know, like that idea is cool to me though. Like if the film is it's like this meta thing of like there are no answers to any of these questions, and the pursuit of those answers is meaningless and is a waste of time. Like if that's its like perspective, its ideology, and it achieved that through my own annoyance and frustration by not finding answers in this movie, then like I guess that's kind of cool. I didn't think of that at all. I don't know if that's what it's going for.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the film has like a lot of ideas that it throws out there, so I'm not sure.
Oh no, yeah, for sure it does. It totally does. I mean, this has got to be by far the best alien crew, right? The best ship crew in this series, right?
Do you mean in terms of like synergy, or like just like,
everything? Just everything.
Really?
Actually, I'm actually disagreeing with myself as I say it out loud. I don't think it's by far. I think it's probably top 2 though. Because at this point, when
Two
we're
out of 5, it's really prestigious.
out of 5, well, it sort of is. I mean, a lot of them are trash. I mean, I feel like those dynamics between the characters is a big part of this series, and I feel like it's almost like deserving of a ranking in itself. Like rank the ship crews. For me, this is pretty solid. I didn't like some of the characters felt pretty useless, but like I think just the performances overall and the cast and a lot of them deliver too. Like Idris Elba is a lot of fun in this movie. I did enjoy him a lot. His accent was great. His character was great. Even Charlize Theron, I thought did really good for her. Like that character was interesting. And you always sort of need that sort of dissenting crew member that is sort of working against the rest of the crew. But she played it really well to where like the way she's just so desperate and slimy to survive, and like her death was really satisfying for that reason. There's rolls on it too. Like that was cool. I thought she played that well. So I know I like the cast. Although I don't know how I feel about Ellie Shaw, the main chick. She was okay.
Noomi.
I've never seen her.
She was like the only one
you've seen What Happened to Sunday or whatever it's called.
Not a Monday.
Oh, that makes terrible. Monday? Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's so weird. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, no, I guess I have, but I just hadn't heard of her prior to this. I mean, obviously I'd seen that, but I was surprised that she made this movie.
The crew member I enjoyed the most. I mean, I don't think there was a whole lot of camaraderie between all of them. I mean, maybe like
no,
you
not
could
really.
Section it up between groups like Idris Elba, the guys. I mean, they have like an in joke or whatever, like a joke about a bet or whatever. I mean, that's something, but like not much, I don't think.
To be clear, I like their dynamics, not their, you know what I mean? Like their conflicts more so than their camaraderie, you know?
Oh, okay. Like Sean Harris is not like him, like going off on his own.
He's a little bitch. That was sort of annoying when he did that, but more so
he's just a pragmatist, you know. It's just he's a geologist. He likes rocks, you know. He's set in his ways. This is too much for him, you know.
Dude, his death with his mate was unbelievable. That was just so brutal, and I just wanted to leave. That would be me, though. That would be me. I just want to leave, and I would just be punished for it, which is sort of sad. But I mean, I guess mainly like I liked the dynamics between the scientists to then Charlize Theron to Idris Elba, and then Waitland when he shows up, and David, of course. Sort of those relationships, especially like Shaw and David was interesting. Like there's different lines you can draw, I think, to where there's different interesting relationships between these people.
Yeah, I mean David is great. David is like the center of all that. He's great.
Like his introduction, like I thought all his opening scenes were really well directed. Like really cool, like him, like riding the bicycle and playing basketball, and then quoting films, and just his posture and his walk. Like Michael Fassbender really, like clearly a lot of thought was put into the direction of that, and I thought that was, very effective. He's cool. It's just Michael Fassbender, you know what I mean? Just like God, he kills it. He's great. I feel like I sort of do, regardless of. I really liked David. I'm really glad I know he comes back. Because that excites me probably more than anything for the future. But I don't know. He didn't really feel like he did a whole lot in this movie, though. I don't know. He didn't feel like he was really cool. I just don't think he really contributed to the plot that much in a really interesting way. So I was sort of a bit let down by that.
I mean, like he's kind of like the driving force for the Wayland line, you know. He goes down to check out that extra, like, you know, that little compartment where he finds like the projector room, and you know, and, he poisons that bloke with the alien thing.
Yeah, why does he do that? Is there a reason?
Yeah, great question.
I don't know. To see if it extends life, I guess, because he's operating on like Wayland's kind of, you know, program. So I guess he's just testing out to see if that thing has any effect on humans, probably.
Yeah. He doesn't think for himself, right? He does like not take all his orders from Wayland.
Well, that's interesting because like Shaw does question that a bit, like about like his dreams or like his hopes or whatever, and like throughout the film, like they ask, why do you need to wear the suit or whatever, and like
that was awesome. Yeah,
it's about that stuff. So like whether he is thinking for himself in those moments is, it opens it up a bit, and without saying too much, I think the sequel explores it a bit more.
Those ideas around AI always interest me. I really liked the line when he was asked about why do you wear the suit, and he was like, "Well, why did you people make me look like this? Because you are only comfortable talking to your own." I was like, "That's really interesting." Yeah.
I think there was a similar sentiment in a Doctor Who story I watched recently, actually.
No, we're not there yet, Shane. Calm down. Steady on now. Oh, exactly, dude. So I don't know. Like, there's a lot of interesting components to the movie. I don't know. There just wasn't a whole lot of substance here for me. I guess. I mean, we can talk about the abortion scene. It was very effective. It creeped me the hell out, which was obviously the intent. It was. It made me like, as I was watching it, like you could, if you had a fly on the wall camera of me watching it, I was the whole time like,
oh yeah, when they opened her stomach, yeah.
Yeah, I was doing that the whole time, which means it was a good scene. So I'll give it that. It was good. It was good. And it was like this weird gross squid thing. Oh, it was terrifying. I hated it.
Yeah, it was like I love like the pre-evolved versions of the aliens. It's sick.
So I didn't really see it, other than of course, like the last scene, but like I didn't really see the xenomorph in that really.
No, it's all meant to be like, because this is a couple 100 years before, maybe like half a century before the franchise. So like, they're all like a little bit off, but like I think that squid thing was meant to be like a early version of like the face huggers, and like so was that like little worm thing in the black pool, and it kind of seems like later like the worm thing in the black liquid and that squid kind of combined into the face hugger. It's kind of like
that makes sense. Yeah. That is, I don't know, it's a minor issue for me with the film that I feel like it doesn't commit to being either just be an Alien prequel or just don't. I feel like it really tries its best to never directly connect its plot at all to Alien, other than through like those minor design things you can see, which is, I like that idea. But other than that, though, there's nothing to really suggest this film takes place in the Alien universe, really. Well, but then at the end, they have to put the stupid xenomorph scene in.
Like the spaceship is kind of like
Yeah, because I know, but
and like the company, and like the Wayland Yutani Corp is like kind of like actually.
This is the planet that they go to, an Alien?
No, it's the next moon over.
Oh right.
Oh okay.
Really? Oh, so it's not this planet.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's little things like that where I wish the film either like completely like remove the scene at the end, and like piss off from it, or like go harder and like make it the planet, make the direction the connections more clear, and have like the xenomorph birth be actually part of the plot in some way as opposed to just tacked on. You know what I mean? I feel like commit to one or the other. I didn't like that it was just tacked on at the end because like people are going to come to see this movie and we have to deliver something that's Alien,
Yeah, I disagree with you on everything apart from I like the last scene shouldn't have been tacked on. But like I think it's all reasonably distanced from the Alien franchise without being too far off as well.
So is the planet they go to in Covenant, is that the same as Alien?
No. Oh, is it? Oh,
so like, how does the alien get to that planet?
I can't remember. Well, that's something we'll discuss in Covenant.
Oh, okay, maybe I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I'm glad. Obviously, we'll see. We'll review Covenant when we get there. But like, I'm glad that if Covenant addresses more things like that, I'll be, I think, happier with that.
Covenant is more Alien because there's an actual
xenomorph.
alien. Yeah.
I might be happier with that then. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be happier with that, first of all, and second of all, if it can make a plot that's not just another Alien movie. If it does either of those two things, I think I'll be pretty happy. I'm not looking at anyone's face right now. I'm avoiding eye contact really desperately. Yeah. I mean, I just mainly felt that with this movie, like in the last 20 minutes, and especially like when we got to the end, and it's literally Ellie standing there with an axe, in this room with the alien, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is Alien, all right.
Yeah, but that's just a bit of homage to a 40-year-old series,
Yeah, but we've done this 4 times. You know what I mean? Like, if this were, I don't know. If we hadn't done this so many times, I would maybe be a bit more tolerant.
So it's the fault of Alien 2, 3, and 4, not the fault of this movie.
No, it's the fault of this movie because it knows exactly what came before and then still did it anyway. But although 2, 3, and 4 definitely not blameless, we all know it. I mean, especially 3, but yeah,
especially 4.
4 definitely. Yeah. This franchise, I really enjoyed going through it. We're not done, but like it's so interesting how like how it's basically never changed at all, but also has so many like different stories about the behind the scenes and different elements to it, to where each film still has its own identity and story. That's, I mean, like story of creation that makes it particularly bizarre when you're comparing them. I feel like it's an interesting thing where they're all very similar, but also not.
I still haven't seen 4, but
disgraceful. Yeah. You're missing out. Do you want to see that goddamn weird human alien sex thing?
Oh, it sounds interesting.
And also,
maybe I should watch it. Yeah, actually sounds like something I'd enjoy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. You know about this one. When Idris Elba, dude, God bless Idris Elba, Captain, I forgot his name. God damn it. The Captain Man. Captain Idris Elba. He's awesome. His sacrifice was incredibly unsatisfying. What was up with that, dude? I mean,
wait, really? That was like the best. That was like one of the good moments I was talking about.
Oh, really? He was sitting there and she's just like, dude, you need to do this because Earth's going to die. And he's like, should I take your word for this? And she's like, yes. And he's like, all right. And then just does it. I'm like, okay. Like, it was not earned at all to me. It was just like, no, but he totally took it at face value.
He already commented on the fact that it was a military installation. Like, he
had like everything figured out.
Yeah, he's said like, the engineers, this is just their army base, because they're not dumb enough to create their military base on their own planet. So he knew that, there was like,
he did
weapons there.
Yeah, right.
And I guess like being a good captain is trusting your crew. So I guess that kind of final moment is him just.
Yeah, Jaden, rebuttal accepted. Well done. No, that was good. And I mean, I liked his shipmates that were like, dude, we're going down with you because you couldn't fly the ship by yourself. You suck.
He said Benedict Wong was another name in the film that just kind of
that's right.
skirts by.
Yeah, he definitely skirts by. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
The other guy, there was a funny that moment where they're like saying, "Yeah, we'll go down." When it pans to the other guy, he like nods for a second and he's just kind of like reconsidering it. It's like, yeah, it's like really funny. It's like, oh yeah, let's do it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Mate, you gotta make up your mind quick, bro. I mean, that whole thing, I know I sort of mentioned earlier, but like connected to this scene specifically, when Charlize Theron is like losing her mind, desperate to get to the escape pod, and is just scrambling desperately for 5 minutes, all to be crushed, is pretty funny. Like, that's pretty good. Like she was so desperate to survive, and she did not. Did anyone see? I mean, you guys have said this to me before. For the first time, Wayland was alive the whole time. Was this surprising, if you recall at all? Maybe Fitz, you're more likely to remember, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. I don't know, it's kind of like he just appears and it's not... Because you don't know who he is, so it's not like a huge deal. I mean, you kind of know he's like behind it all, but yeah. Not like a twist moment or anything, but
him being Charlize's father was kind of didn't do a lot for me. I don't know.
No,
it felt kind of
father. Random. Yeah, I hate that line where she like walks.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
It's just like half a second too long that she lingers on that. Like had she said it like that a little bit quicker, it would have been all right. It wouldn't have been as quote unquote dramatic, but it would have just flowed better and it would have just been like a better sequence.
He could picture Ridley just being there like, Charlize, listen. when you deliver the line, I want you to really say, fuck, no, you just see him doing that. Totally. Yeah, I don't know. So like I feel like there was like an implied thing I feel like I was meant to pick up but didn't. So like she didn't want this to happen. She wants him to die quicker so she can assume control of the company, I imagine. Yeah, she sort of said, so. What, did you expect me to just sit in a boardroom for years, while he just goes off and he can, presumably just like sleep without confirmation of his death or without any, like him just sleeping in hypo chambers, what are they called? I don't know, sleeping chambers, whatever. Like for as long as he likes. And she's just stuck there like, oh, my father's the boss of this company. Like that's what I took from it. And she would want control, of the corporation. But
yeah, I kind of just felt like she wanted to be rid of him, whether it was like a personal, like a business kind of thing. I didn't really pick up on, but
it was really just from that one scene. It's sort of all you get when they're talking to each other. Yeah.
Well, I think that kind of makes it an interesting thing about like how Wayland views David as so important and as his son, when he has Charlize just and she's very similar. She feels like a human David, essentially.
That's true. Yeah. And she resents him for that too, which is that's another dynamic I like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I already wrote this trivia here. I don't know how this links with what you told me earlier, Jan, but Sir Ridley Scott suggested that an engineer was sent to Earth to stop humanity's increasing aggression, but was crucified. The implication being that it was Jesus Christ. He felt, though, that this would be too obvious a religious allegory for the film. So I guess in that sense, he's talking about like another, like in the sense of when the engineers come and check on civilizations, like one of them was Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I love that so fucking much.
That is
like I've said before. I'm a fucking sucker for religious shit in stories. I'll eat it all up. So I really wish that was there. Like I understand this a lot, but I would fucking eat that shit up so much.
Dude, I would love to see just a Charlie Scadlin Jesus. Like just Jesus. That'd be great. Yeah. Charlize Theron was originally cast as Elizabeth Shaw, but had to decline the role due to scheduling conflicts. Later, another change in her schedule freed her up, but Shaw had already been cast, so she got this role instead. I gotta say, like that's much better, right?
Yeah, I think she's better.
Yeah, I think that worked out well, I have to say. And this one's random. The android's name in the Alien films follows an alphabetical pattern. In Alien, it's Ash. Aliens and Alien 3, it's Bishop. In Alien Resurrection, it's Call. Jane, do you remember Call at all? I've got zero recollection of that.
Wait, is that what Winona Ryder's name was? Because she was like a half android, right?
She's the only android in that movie.
Huh?
I think she's the only android in that movie, yeah?
Is that what her name was? Was her name that?
I don't know. And in this film, it's David. So, there you go. That's A, B, C, D, people, in case you didn't know.
Thanks for filling that out.
No worries. Literally, yeah. We haven't really talked about the Shaw's husband character. I don't know if there's much to say. I don't know. He was kind of forgettable to me. His death was pretty brutal, though. I don't know. He was okay.
Yeah, I don't think I liked how quickly he kind of switched up his like kind of attitude from like being like the driving force of the mission to just being like kind of what's the word kind of just pissed off, I guess, about like the fact that there's nothing there anymore.
Yeah, he sort of gave up, didn't he?
It's such a strange thing because it's like Shaw says, there's so much there for them to fucking understand. Yeah, he's like, there's nothing here.
Oh, yeah, because he wants to talk to them.
Like, yeah, he wants to fucking talk to them, but like, you know, you're a scientist. Like, you know, you make margins for things going wrong. Like, you should understand. You know, and you should just be fucking grateful for the wealth of opportunity that is fucking there in front of you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you discover like another civilization.
Yeah, he was sort of. Carry on, like he was sort of just underwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, that's true.
And like, you know, when you have David that can fucking speak the language, like there's no need to actually speak to them. You can just read documents of fucking whatever they have around there, you know?
Yeah. What do you think of the score, Jaden?
Well, I thought it was really cool. Are you going to bring up the fact that, are you going to bring up the trivia about it, or?
No, please, I got nothing.
No.
Like I had the ABCD trivia, man. That's my best work.
No, where like the composer got like the orchestra to play the score in reverse and then digitally flipped it again to kind of play it in like forward to give it that like kind of eerie tone, without it like being like, you know, without it being overly eerie. It's meant to like kind of, you know, kind of like imply this tone of eeriness. I think that's sick. You know, it's not something I'm going to pick up because, you know, I'd fucking have no.
You're not an audio engineer.
Yeah, I don't have an ear for that thing, but like, you know, it's a really cool method, and you know, I think that's awesome. But I do think I do quite like the score throughout. I think it's really effective when it needs to be.
Sure. Yeah. Any thoughts?
No, I think this was actually like really great. Like, not like it's the only other one in the series apart from the Alien that sticks out to me. I mean, like the start, the opening scene, it's great cinematography as well, and is very like mysterious and.
The opening scene's an incredible for short film, like by itself.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, it definitely brings the film its own vibe. Yeah, and
I think Ridley's like experience in like direction in small details, and maybe it even comes through a bit in the script as well. Like in I saw like what's his name, David Lindelof wrote this film.
Yeah, I was fucking blown away.
It's always weird when that happens. Like someone random wrote this film. Yeah, it was interesting.
It's like if Jonathan Nolan like wrote the script for like a Fallout movie. Like, imagine that.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, this has Lindelof vibes from what I've understand of him. But I mean, they're like small little details.
The Leftovers and Watchmen.
And Watchmen, yeah.
Oh,
this totally has Watchmen vibes, yeah. But I mean, even like the engineers sort of look like.
And then what's his face? Someone in the cast, someone in the crew had something to do with Dune as well. Was it the other writer? Was it the second writer has something to do with Dune?
Oh, maybe. That might be right.
John Spates. Yeah, he wrote. Yeah,
he wrote Dune.
Yeah, he was one of the 4 writers on Dune.
Denis one of them, right?
Yeah, and then Frank Herbert is the other one.
Oh, yeah.
And then Eric Roth. So, I mean, like, you know, it's not much, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see something like, what? Sorry to kind of go off the, what is it? Oh, the Flash film has 35 writers.
What?
And
as in, like, the older Flash film?
No, like...
you mean the new one?
This Ezra Miller Flash film that's coming out.
Oh, sorry.
It's had 35 writers work on it. Obviously, it's gone through, like, a fuck ton of rewrites and whatever. But I think, like, what I read was that in this version alone, there's like some like 20 credits to it.
That's weird.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like obviously you have to give way for like the people that created the Flash, the people that wrote Flashpoint, and then
it's like 20 people.
Yeah, so like a few, like, you know, like not 20, like probably like 5 people or whatever. No.
Yeah.
But then like, you know, there's like another 15 people working on that script or some shit like that.
Yeah. That's wild. All right, are you guys happy with this film?
Oh yeah.
No. Oh
yeah, that was an interesting way to word that. But anyway, all right, let's get to our final verdicts for Prometheus, Jaden.
Slapping an 8 on it. Yeah, I think this the like, you know, the way as memory serves, I prefer Covenant to this, but like on this rewatch, if we're taking it off these 5 films, this is my second favorite Alien story. yeah, I don't know. I really like it. Like I said, it's just great.
Cool. Wow.
6. It's just not that engaging until some great moments, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I didn't get to the heart of why it's not interesting before they discover cool stuff, but it's just not, So 6.
Yeah, I mostly agree with you. I don't know. I was going to give it a 4. I'll give it a 5. I feel like I've actually sound
Small wins.
like more positive. I feel like talking about it has helped. I enjoyed talking about the movie more than I did watching it. Like, my experience watching it was largely middling, like forgettable, whatever, to me. But then talking about these ideas, I find more, and the film, to the film's credit, like presents these ideas to be discussed, and I thought it did a good, like, I enjoyed this discussion as a result of what it presented to me. So, like, yay, good for them. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't love watching it, but maybe I'll enjoy revisiting it if I do someday.
Here's the real kicker that I just remembered. Shaw's dad dies of Ebola like 3 years before the Ebola crisis. Did Ridley Scott cause the Ebola epidemic?
I must admit, when he said that he died of Ebola, that felt odd to me. Like, in this movie, I was like, I mean, I guess, yeah, because I was sort of like, I didn't understand like the timeline of when the Ebola thing was in real life, so I was sort of like, is Ridley Scott like predicting Ebola? Like, I didn't. It was just weird. I didn't get it. It was so odd. But I guess, like, did Ebola exist in 2011? Was a question I had. I was like,
that's the thing. Like these diseases that kind of eventually come out as big things always like have a pre-existing thing. Like when COVID started, everyone started freaking out because there's this one Korean drama, like set in a hospital, has reference to coronavirus or COVID. So everyone's like, oh my God. But these are just diseases that exist, and just one day they get bad.
Yeah, it's weird. Diseases, no good, as we've learned in recent times. And also just recently, also just throughout human existence as well. But the Black Death, who cares? All right, let's get into news chat. Jen, I'll start off with this one just before we'll go on a sort of a spree of trailers. So we'll start off just sort of lighter, but Horizon Zero Dawn Netflix series, it's coming.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
In development. How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't want it at Netflix. I'd want it somewhere else. I think not because this isn't really a discussion about the quality of Netflix. Like Netflix has put out quality stuff in the past. Like it's not so much that. It's just that I don't know. I feel like it's probably better suited at a different studio.
They'll probably cancel it 2 weeks after they air the first season.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's either going to be shit house or it's going to be good, and they cancel it anyway. So I mean, like, fucking.
God.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's grim.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. As long as I keep Aloy, Ginger, good enough.
Yeah, interesting. I hope this isn't about Aloy, and it probably will be, but I hope it isn't.
Oh, it definitely will be. Like,
really?
There's no way that you make a Horizon story without her.
Well, they are with that VR game now, so I feel like they're already expanding the world, and I feel like this might be an opportunity for them to continue to do that. Because for me, like Aloy I like Aloy, but she's like a video game protagonist through and through. I don't know, she's not that compelling of a TV show character,
Yeah, but you change that to fit TV, and you keep like I only ever see it as a straight adaptation of the game. It never crossed my mind that they would.
Yeah. See, I actually think what you're saying is more likely. I just hope not. Like, I love the first game story, but it's a video game plot. Like, it's you are on journey to discover truth and beat and save the world, and you do that. Awesome. I don't really see that as a compelling television show in this day and age. I don't know. I think the world of Horizon is by far the most interesting component of the franchise in terms of just the setting and the lore and the backstory of Earth at this point. And I think that's awesome. And I feel like you can do so much in that world in that time. Like, there's interesting political dynamics and sci-fi dynamics in that franchise that we've seen a lot of now, that I feel like you can tell a lot of really cool stories. And I hope that's what this does, but I don't know. That's why all those ideas is what makes me more optimistic for it than, say, like like God of War, for example, which we know is coming as well, is a situation where I'm just like, I don't know, like I'll know if I'm into it the second I see a screenshot.
Well, Kratos is
whatever Kratos looks like.
He's not a character built for TV. He's a character built for game.
No, he's built for TV, and his modern iteration definitely is. Not,
you reckon?
Definitely, yeah. He's really, okay. Yeah. I think so. So, yeah, like that's a show where it's just like that's going to be an adaptation. I need to see it to get a feel for if I'm going to like that. But Horizon has so many possibilities that I'm into. It's just that, yeah. For all I know, in 2 weeks we'll get our first details, and it's like follow Aloy, and I'm like, damn it. Like, oh well, whatever.
Wait, if it's not following Aloy, then I'd want it set pre-apocalypse.
I'd love it. Well, they wouldn't do that because that's not Horizon at that point. Like Horizon, you got to have the tall necks and you got to have the dinosaur. I feel like I would love it if it's like both.
No, you know I think you call it Horizon. Because you know you could probably call it Zero Dawn, maybe, and, you know, and just have it evolved about the project and Elizabeth and Farah.
That sounds cool. That'd be cool. But you have to get to what the core of Horizon is, which is the post apocalypse eventually.
No, but you're saying, you know, you don't need to tell that story. You just said that it affords other opportunities.
Yeah, no, I mean, tell stories with other characters in the world Aloy's in, you know.
Yeah, but I don't really care about that. Like I think it's a fantastic world, but like, yeah, what story are you going to tell in that world?
I don't know anything. I don't know.
But like, you don't know.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that VR game and what that ends up being, because I feel like that's a good litmus test for how interesting something else could be. Because I don't know, if it sucks, then I'm like, oh, maybe Jane was right, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts, Fitzy? Would you want to see Horizon on Netflix? And it's probably mediocre budget.
Sure. I mean, better than putting it on Prime, right? I feel like these Prime fantasy shows aren't doing well.
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't want this with Amazon.
Good point. Yeah, it's a good point. That's the other thing. Like God of War's on Prime, you know.
Oh, isn't?
Yeah. So sure. Fallout's on Prime. So. We're going to have very soon, very soon, within the next 3 years, we're going to have like direct comparisons to like how well each studio, each service did with each game IP they got.
I would trust, you know how there was that story a while back where like Kojima wants to start branching his studio out into films and TV and music and whatever. I'd rather this be like kind of Kojima Productions' first kind of TV series.
Horizon.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, Guerrilla has a good relationship with him. I could see them, you know, I trust fucking Kojima entirely, so like I could see them tossing him a few, you know.
Yeah. I'd be all in for that, but then I feel like that would necessitate it not being Aloy. Like Kojima's not going to want to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Which that sounds cool, by the way. That sounds neat. So yeah, that sounds cool. We've also got Winnie the Pooh. What's it called? Is it called Blood and Honey?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. This is one of the best things. When Aiden dropped that in Discord, I loved it so much. It was so amazing. As a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, the biggest Winnie the Pooh fan, some might say, probably the biggest Winnie the Pooh fan that anyone listening knows, you know. This is like a dream come true for me. You know, I've always wanted this film. But more than anything, it actually just sparked a thought in my mind of what these IP coming into the public domain and the possibilities and potentials that now has. Like, it's so crazy. They like to think of when this happens for other things, what can happen, you know? what other just terrible things are we going to see?
Sorry to jump into Doctor Who early again, but
shit.
Something I found out this week was that back in the day, whenever they'd have a guest writer on to create a character, whoever wrote that character owned the character. But the BBC has since stopped that, because what happened was that the guy that created the Zygons, which is this character that can kind of like shapeshift and shit, he went and then he created a porn parody film with the Zygons.
He did that.
Yeah, the creator did it, and because of that, when they rebooted the series, the BBC was like, no more can these random people own their, you know, creatures they create. The BBC has to own it to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's like really weird. They let that happen in the first place, by the way.
So like, there's an interesting thing that could happen with Winnie the Pooh.
Awesome. Can't wait. Oh, that's going to happen. no doubt. Yeah, that's so funny. Like, I mean, this has been the case with Sherlock Holmes for a long time, as we know. But I don't know. I find it really interesting. Like, what else, dude? I'm very much considering, putting my life savings into the Winnie the Pooh project. We'll see what happens.
Well, how can you not? What's the process behind like renewing your IP? Is there not like does it not work? Is it not the same as like kind of copyright where you can kind of just refresh it after 75 years or whatever?
No.
Or
you have to you have to renew your trademarks and all that sort of shit and your patents and all that shit, but you don't. But like all that becomes void after 90 years is the point. There's issues with Disney sort of trying their best to get around that with Mickey Mouse, which is like an ongoing thing. But
right.
That's the idea. That's how it's meant to work anyway. I believe. I'm not an expert, but
because I thought the point was that you have to refresh it after 90 years, not that like it terminates at 90 years and like that's that.
I think it does. That's the point. I think it is just meant to, like, the idea of the logic is that after 90 years, like, you cannot have control of this anymore.
Yeah,
that's really
it's supposed to be based on like a person, right? Like, because like, a person creates their own thing, their own copyrighted thing, then within 90 years, they're probably not going to be around after that. So, like, it's not really, it's intended for that person. If they're not around anymore, it's not really.
That would make sense.
Doing its job.
Yeah. I assume that original idea is sort of evolved in an interesting way since probably the inception of it. Yeah.
So you're telling me when 2067 rolls around, I've got free use of all Star Wars related kind of concepts to use in my own media.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless the laws change, right? The laws could always change, couldn't they? They like copyright laws.
Yeah.
Disney will probably like change the laws themselves at that point. By then.
Well, I mean, it's literally what they're doing with the Mickey Mouse right now. Is that they're being hyper specific about in 2020. They've already delayed it, by the way. Like, Mickey Mouse is already meant to be in the public domain, but in 2024, the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse will enter the public domain, right? Not like all their technicalities of their break it down into like all their other versions of Mickey Mouse, like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse one you see, or the Fantasia one or whatever. They're all distinguished, so therefore it's all that sort of shit that they can pull. I don't know. It's
Fantasia was like 1940, wasn't it? It's like that becomes domain in 2030 anyway, doesn't it?
Well, no, because this is Fantasia not. That Fantasia's not 1940, is it?
Yeah, the first Fantasia was, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Either way, though, I don't know the specifics, but like they are trying to create this separation of like the versions of their characters. So like I don't know if it will be as simple as I can just go and make anything Mickey Mouse now, because they'll have arguments to make in court that what version of Mickey Mouse is it? That sort of shit,
Steamboat Willie was always racist anyway, so.
Wait, what? Is that what you said?
I'm not commenting because I got no idea what that is or what that means.
Steamboat Willie, like the original Mickey.
What's racist about it? What?
He like I'm pretty sure like he was using like a few like racist projects.
Oh, that's quite well, yeah.
Because do
your research, folks.
Hold on, what happened? Was Walt anti-Semitic or was he just racist? I can't remember.
Good idea.
I can't like he was either used in like he with Steamboat Willie was used in some kind of way that wasn't good.
Steamboat Willie was a bit sus.
Yeah,
we can say that definitively. All right. Okay.
I'll just search up Steamboat Willie problematic, and we'll get a bunch of it.
We'll get into a huge conversation I'll cut out. All right. Let's get into the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 trailer. Liam, you kick us off. I'll be back in a second. But I know you're going to want to talk for a while. You go for it.
I will talk for a while. I watched it like 30, 40. I watched it a bunch of times.
A bunch of times.
Yeah, let's say 30 to be generous. Yeah, it's an awesome trailer. it shows like so much stuff, like so many different locations and like, you know, fist fights and just moments. And it's like pretty unbelievable that, like, I don't know how they're gonna fit everything in. It feels like it's gonna be some kind of like what's that thing where they like need a thing to, you know, what's it called? What's it called in, like, you know, Rise of Skywalker, where they like go to a place to get the thing to like use for something.
I'm not quite sure.
Oh.
What, like MacGuffin type things?
Yes,
or like...
yes.
Okay.
It feels like there's going to be like that, like a few MacGuffins or something, because it looked like there was a lot of worldwide travel. But yeah, the trailer was awesome. The music in the trailer was really fantastic. And just the look of the movie is amazing. Like, it looks like the first one.
Is Lorne Wolf returning to score it?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think.
Also, I was scraping MacGuffin, but Jane got there.
I wasn't sure because, like, I don't know. I wasn't sure, but yeah.
I know Zach would know because that's like a very Star Wars term. I feel like in half the movies there's a MacGuffin.
It's a very movie term, you know.
It's
definitely a very Rise of Skywalker term, no doubt about that. Very true.
What was the original MacGuffin?
People often use Indiana Jones. I don't know if that's like, I doubt that's like in cinema history, that's like the first, but like often people will use that as the primary example. I don't know if that's
the big blockbuster like example, you know.
Yeah, like the prime, like everyone will say, you know, the thing from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know what it is, the big gold thing. Oh, wait, isn't it the Ark? Or the staff? Or yeah, whatever.
Oh no, he uses the staff to like open something.
I think people think of like the Ark. Is that not a thing? Like an object in the film?
Well,
I haven't seen that film like 10 years.
The Lost Ark that they're raiding.
Right. Exactly. Is that not a thing?
Oh.
I don't know.
Does he get the staff beforehand? I don't know.
I don't watch those films. I don't remember them. Anyway, what do you think of the trailer, Jad?
I haven't watched it.
He's respecting
what?
Tom.
Oh, sorry.
I spent the start of the show talking about how I respect Tom Cruise so much I didn't watch it.
Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot about that. Yeah, dude, this trailer's awesome. I can't believe it. I feel like I watched the whole movie. They showed so much. I can't believe it. It was weird. And this movie's a year away too.
Yeah, they did show a lot.
They showed a lot.
Kid Richard looks like
every
awesome.
Cool shot they had. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the shots of the grey-haired villains were just like so nice. Something about like the guy in the mask as well. I don't know. It feels like, because Kid Richard is in the first one. He's a CIA agent. So I don't know. Maybe it's like, you know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're fighting the CIA or something, or he's like within like corruption in the CIA or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks like a good villain. Like he has a lot of presence, even like in the first one. He's a memorable character.
That's true. Yeah. This trailer had so much going on that this is Dead Reckoning Part 1, and this felt like a trailer for both parts. You know what I mean? But it wasn't.
Yeah, it did.
That's what it felt like.
That's what I was actually wondering. Like, did they use like shit from the second one?
I think the second one's complete too. So, I mean, I would assume they wouldn't do that, but I mean, that's not. I would assume that stuff's in the can as well. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of weird, but dude, I mean, there were so many standout shots. I love the little glimpse we get at like the hand-to-hand combat in Venice. That was nuts. Oh my god, that was crazy. They were fighting on the bridge there. That was crazy.
Oh yeah,
and just Tom Cruise in the desert's amazing. Are you kidding me? It's Uncharted 3 vibes, and also just like literally like 500 other things. But I just chose Uncharted 3. Sorry. Anything in the desert?
No, I mean like the music was like not just the theme, but like the part, like the moment in the trailer where they're like, there's a shot peering up the stairs, and it's hand-to-hand combat. Like there's like a light behind them. I think it's like Tom Cruise and maybe Rebecca Ferguson or like one of the women that are there. There's like 4 of them, 4 women.
There's so many characters in this movie, by the way.
Yeah, like the
Like 4 women. That's nutty.
Four
Jesus
women.
Christ.
I know.
Way too many.
You never see that many in an action film. But like the 2 additional, well, the one, what's her name? I have no idea what her name is, but like she was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the blonde character. She looks pretty epic, and old mate from the, I don't know the names, but
Vanessa Kirby, is she coming back? Is she the blonde person you're talking about?
Vanessa Kirby
is the trailer, not her, but the Asian one, who's in...
Oh, Pom Clementif.
Is that her name? She plays Mantis.
Yeah, Pom. Yeah.
She's so great in the trailer. I can't wait for her to see her. And also Captain
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, if Tom Cruise's wife is in this movie, or like his former wife, I don't know if Rebecca Ferguson's his wife now, but his other wife is also in this movie. She wasn't in the trailer. But she's also in this movie. That's way too many women, dude. I can't believe that. They should outlaw that. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying yes to that. I'm just saying yeah to that. How good the trailer.
I thought you were talking about like his actual wives, like Katie Holmes and fucking.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Nicole Kidman shows up. It's over the line, dude. That'd be incredible, actually. But she's the villain. But anyway, all right. Other trailers. We got Thor: Love and Thunder. Second trailer, main trailer. I feel like we had the other trailer like 3 weeks ago, but this is like the main one now. Everyone's talking about, and it's mainly notable because we got our first real look at Christian Bale in this film, and he looks like Voldemort, no doubt. So, yeah. Did you see this one, Jaden?
Nah.
Wow.
Don't give a shit.
Really dragging the chain on the trailers lately. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Honestly disgusting, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah. No, you see, I don't watch Mission Impossible because I respect Tom Cruise, but I just don't give a shit about Thor.
You don't respect Hemsworth?
About Thor.
Oh, the
that's good
part.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah. I feel like we need to restructure your contract, Jaden, to make sure you watch all the trailers.
I watched Andor.
Oh, good. We can talk about that soon. Fitzy, what do you think? Oh, wait, have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Christian Bale was looking very nice, very sexy. You know, he looks.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but you know.
Yeah, the rest of the movie looks okay, but Christian Bale especially is hype. I'm excited for that.
Cool. I thought the trailer was very funny, and I thought this was better than the first trailer, and I'm into it. This is definitely reaffirming that it's definitely the most excited I am for Marvel out of anything. I thought it was very funny. I mean, that end gag with Russell Crowe I thought was very, very, very hilarious, so I enjoyed that. And just Chris Hemsworth, dude, he cracks me up. I'm not going to lie. Like, all his little clips with the other characters and, like, some of his lines he has with Natalie Portman in the trailer, I'm like, dude, you make me smile. I'm into this, you know. That's cool. I like it. So hopefully Taika keeps bringing the humor in the final film. Not far away at all. So we'll see very soon. All right, now we've got Andor. Jane, you've seen this one, so I'll let you let loose. I'll let you let loose, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty cracker. You know, it was a good trailer.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting this. I didn't give a shit about Andor. You know, I liked him in Rogue One, but I didn't think we needed a series about him. Good news is it doesn't look like the series is going to be about him too much. You know, it looks like the greater kind of, you know, political context of the time. Coruscant that was Coruscant, right?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah,
it all looks glory.
Awesome. Yeah,
it's been so long.
I saw that they're not using the fucking stagecraft, which is awesome.
It was going to be my main point about this discussion. Yeah,
I don't know, like just from the trailer alone, it just looks so much better.
You can tell. You can tell
it's location shooting, and like the depth is just correct. You know.
Yeah.
Like in that shot of, you know, like the green place, wherever the fuck they are. I don't know. It's Isle of Skye probably. But you know, when like you can just tell like there's just depth to the shot, and like it's just nice. Like, you know, like I'm not. Well, I actually am quite against technology and just in everyday life. You know, I'm a bit of a Luddite. But like, you know, like I'm not entirely against, you know, using these kind of technological developments. But like, I just think that stagecraft isn't it. It's I think it's hampered the visuals of every show it's been used on. So yeah, I'm really keen for them to really keen to see another Star Wars product without it. I don't know. Yeah, like the story looks interesting as well. But yeah, also stagecraft is gone. So.
Oh no, I'm 100% with you. It was going to be my main point of discussion. I think I'd heard this because they've been shooting this forever. I think I'd heard that they weren't using the volume, and a while ago. And the second this trailer starts, you can tell immediately. And I was like, wow. I was very impressed. You know what's so weird about it is that it's so bizarre that first of all that they chose this show not to do it, and it's also so bizarre that this show has 12 episodes in season 1.
Oh.
You know, it's by far the biggest, meatiest Disney Plus show we've ever gotten. And they chose this one to go like full production values and not using the volume. I thought that was odd. I didn't really understand it. But it now opens the door to, in my opinion, for what was just, oh yeah, you know, Rogue One prequel. I like Rogue One. I'll check it out. You know, of course I'm going to watch it. It turned from that into, this looks by far the most ambitious Disney Plus show we've seen, like significantly, and like in an instant. And I was like very impressed by that. So that looks awesome. The fact we're getting so much of it, and if it all looks that good, like it looked absolutely, it looked theatrical quality.
This looks like I thought the Acolyte was going to be originally, because I think when I first heard the general idea of the Acolyte, I was thinking like political thriller type of thing.
Right.
This looks like what I was expecting from that, so I'm very keen for that.
Did you watch it?
Is that still happening, by the way?
Yeah. They were talking about it recently. Yeah, they're casting now. Yeah. Sorry, Fitzy, did you watch this trailer?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
I understood about 20% of what you guys said, but the locations look awesome.
I'm glad you think so. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the Imperial, like the white dresses, like the white costumes or whatever, it looks very, very just sleek and nice. It showed like the Senate, like the Imperial Senate, so that looks pretty awesome.
Stand out. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks sick. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks nice.
What is what is the time frame of the show? Because why are there clones in the trailer, which look awesome by the way, because they're not CGI for fucking once.
But 100%.
Yeah. I thought this was all like between trilogies. Is it going to be like a flashback thing or?
Yeah, probably. So it's 5 years before Rogue One, I believe. So 5 years before it's right in Rebels time.
Okay.
So I presume that would be a flashback of some sort. No, that was a really interesting shot to include, that one. Yeah. I'm curious about that as well. But dude, like they set up like Cassian, I think is in one shot in the trailer. And don't get me wrong, I like Cassian, but like the idea of like you just said, like the idea of like getting a prequel show about him, yeah, cool, whatever. Like this is, I'm surprised it's called Andor. I personally wouldn't have called it that. Like I feel like this is, that's sort of limiting it, and we'll see how it plays out. But this is like political spy thriller Star Wars in peak Empire territory, 100%. Like seeing Stellan Skarsgård, he seems like he's going to be fun, and just that little bit glimpse we got with Mon Mothma, and like she's like trying to navigate the Imperial Senate is really cool.
The fan base like go like batshit over Mon Mothma every time they see her, although like she was never really like that important in like the original story, but like, you know, it happened with Rogue One and it happened again now where like, you know, they would just see Mon Mothma and like
it's fucking Mon Mothma. Yeah, it's like it was background character, yeah. But like that's that little glimpse of her where she's just like she's going to be at a lot of dinner parties, like a lot of trying to maneuver the political situation in Coruscant. That sounds awesome. Like I'm so into that. And we've never seen, as Fitzy said, we've never seen the Imperial Senate in function, you know? And that's going to be awesome as well. So yeah, I'm in, dude. And this is going to be lengthy. This is 12 episodes in season 1 starts in August.
Yeah,
that's going to carry us through the rest
Disney
of the year almost.
Puts fucking 12 minutes of credits at the end of every show, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's going to have a length but no girth.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, but they said I'm really curious to see it because it's like I said, they're putting so much into it. The fact that it's already got the green light for season 2, and season 2 is going to be another 12 episodes, and that's going to be it. like this whole thing's going to be 24 episodes. It's so unlike modern Lucasfilm to like put so much into what it feels like a sort of thing that you wouldn't think anyone would want, and then to clearly have such a big plan for it, you know? It's sort of, and to put so much budget into it. It's like, it's sort of not computing for me, but I'm just can't wait to see what it ends up looking like. Yeah.
I was watching the IGN thing where they were talking about not using stagecraft. But like the interviewer asked the showrunner director, is it one director for the entire show again, or is it?
No, but Tony Gilroy is the showrunner, who we know is the Bourne writer, and he basically saved Rogue One. Is sort of
who's the German woman that I saw talking to IGN then?
Don't know. Could be one of the directors.
Yeah,
there's a few directors. Yeah,
but anyway, she was saying like Disney actually like not only did they not use the stage, like Disney actually asked them not to use stagecraft. So I wonder if like how much more they asked of them into how much more of like the odd shit, because you're talking about like not typical to Lucasfilm in this time, but like I wonder how much more kind of shit they said don't do this because that's not what we want to do.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm very curious about all that. Yeah. Like, on paper, you'd think that they would make those decisions for Obi-Wan and then let this one be like, use volume when you want and pull this budget into this one. But it's the opposite, so it's odd. I don't really understand. But obviously they probably have a lot of faith in it, which is cool. All right. Now it's time for our highlights of the week. Where do I go? Liam, what have you been watching?
Executive producer was the woman that was talking.
Got it. Was that a Celebration?
Yeah.
Okay. What did I watch? Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah.
The first one. I think, I don't know when I last watched this, but like a long time ago at least. But no, the first one is really like suspense based. I forgot just how tense like it is. And it's kind of like a different vibe and character almost. Like the rest of them I'd say after 2. Actually no, 2 is very like actiony. But like this one especially is very like espionage thriller, and it's, as I said, like very suspense based. Like that first set piece where he steals the file from Langley. I forgot that, a rat fucking let's see, Langley at CIA. I forgot that a rat fucking crawls up to Leon, the professional, while he's like holding him, holding a rope that's keeping him from.
That's a classic scene. What an awesome scene.
Oh yeah, it's iconic. But yeah, the whole thing just holds up in terms of just the thriller espionage aspects of it, and it's pretty much all great except for the dodgy helicopter shit. The CGI with that, and Tom Cruise like jumping from the helicopter to the train is very, very goofy. But other than that, I think it's pretty fantastic movie. So yeah, I watched it because of Kit Rich, because I wanted to get back to him. So
yeah. You're doing your homework early for that one.
I was probably procrastinating assignments as well. Yeah.
I don't want to see you watch any other Mission Impossible movie this week, Fitzy.
No,
I don't want to see it. I'll have to give you a little slap. Jan, what about you?
Well, do you want to talk about Kenobi, or should I use my time?
I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna?
No.
Are you gonna just save that for the end of Kenobi and then just kind of get it all out then?
Oh no, I don't care. You bring it up what you want. I got Better Call Saul. I'm talking about that.
Well, just to stick with tradition, I guess I should talk about Doctor Who then.
Oh fuck.
God, where was I last week? I finished season 9 last week, right? That was like where I was at, yeah.
Yes, that sounds right.
Was I like halfway through season 10? Had I finished season 10 at that point?
No, I don't think you've brought up season 10 at this point.
No,
not to my recollection.
Well, I'm now at season 12, episode 5. So, so I'm in the heart of Jodie now. But first, I want to talk about just the season 10 finale, which is the end of Capaldi's time on the show. season 10 really reaffirms like the fact that Capaldi is just the best Doctor that they've had in New Who. He's just so fantastic. He just really embodies everything the Doctor should be. Just from like his grand dramatic moments to the kind of whimsicalness of it, but without being kind of like, you know, this kind of just appeal for teens, but like just, you know, just kind of having this character that's kind of bounces between everything and just is just fantastic. He really is brilliant, and I hope he comes back for the 60th. The season 10 finale is phenomenal. It does something in sci-fi that I have never seen before, and it is just such an awesome concept. It's set on one spaceship. It's set on a supermassive spaceship. We're told 100 miles wide and 400 miles long. And the spaceship is getting dragged into a black hole. And what that does for anyone, you know, spooky is who I'm addressing now, but like you know, for anyone that knows a bit of science, you know, around black holes, due to the weight of it, you know, time is distorted. So what happens is that the top of the ship is experiencing time at a slower rate than what the bottom of the ship is experiencing. So the way that the way the show uses that, and like what that means for the characters and like how they get separated, or whatever, is awesome. And just the feeling that it actually feels like that episode more than nearly every other episode has like its own visual style, its own tone, its own kind of thing. It just feels like, you know, it feels like the most like kind of artistic, kind of not artistic, but it just feels like they like, you know, the most individual in its style, and it's brilliant. So yeah, that's my piece on that done. That's the intent finale is brilliant. And then Jodie rolls around. She is really good, Derek. I know a lot of people take the piss out of her, not out of her, but out of the stories that come in this era. Season 11 wasn't as bad as I remembered. It was okay. Demons of the Punjab is early on in the season, and it's one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who, let alone of the season. And that's a rare high point in this kind of era of 13th and Chris Chibnall. It's just a great episode, and it's just kind of reminiscent of old Who, where like, you know, they I don't know, it's just a simple story while like it's also still being amazing. I say simple, but it deals with partition India, which is a really interesting time period as well. There's that, but then there's also just so much other shit as well. A lot of the stories are just half baked. They took them out of the oven too quickly, and they're just not interesting or just unfulfilled. Like the penultimate, I remember back at the time when they were airing, the BBC account was going on about the penultimate episode of the season. You know, it takes you away. This is the episode. This is the event. And you watch it, and there's some cool elements. There's some kind of tension type thing, but it ultimately just falls flat. And it's just so disappointing because it has so much promise, and then it ends up being an interesting story, but it would have been more effective as a mid-season type of thing rather than, you know, the closing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind the comedy of season 11 either. Like, a lot of people have taken issue with like kind of the jokes and like kind of the companions being reduced to. The companions do like they are the worst companions. Not by them, but just like they've been reduced to nothing. You know, they have no story outside of just being there for the Doctor to explain shit to. I don't mind that though, entirely, but like you know, I do think they still sometimes provide funny moments, but like they have been reduced to almost nothing. But yeah, that sums up season 11. It just falls flat. And now I'm up to season 12. I'm about to watch my like least favorite episode as well on the rewatch. So it's really interesting that my least favorite episode is the highest rated of Jodie's era. So we'll see.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll see if memory has betrayed me or if whatever. But like. What they do in this episode is like I remember 2 years ago when I first watched it, going on this show, just fucking, you know, having a little whinge about it. It still fucking blows my mind that they did something so stupid, but you know, we'll see how I take it on this watch.
Sure. My God, that's so funny. It's the highest rated. Season 12, is it going to fall flatter, Jaden, than season 11? Prediction.
Well, it's just worse overall, so like I expect less from it. So I don't think it's going to fall flat as much as it is just going to be bad.
Okay. All right, sure.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. I wish you luck. Is it literally the next one you're about to watch?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I wish you luck. I'll be brief. Better Call Saul. The final season, part 1, has concluded, and this show is freaking awesome. I can't believe it, man. This show, it's completely hasn't let me down. It's very consistent the whole way through. You know what you're getting into if you're into the show. If you get into the show at any stage, it might take a few episodes, but it gets your claws in you. And I mean, if you like Breaking Bad, it's must-watch TV, and Breaking Bad is must-watch TV, so it's basically just inherently must-watch, isn't it? It's cinema, you know. It's just incredible, the direction, and it's so unique. There's no other show like it that I've seen. It's just so compelling and so well thought out. It's like every scene in this extended season of this extended show that's run for 6 seasons feels like as much thought was put into it as a masterpiece film, you know. So it's just, I don't know, it's amazing. It's awesome. The show does what show don't tell better than literally any piece of media I've ever seen, where this show has never told once, ever, in any capacity. It's never explained or literally said anything. All its scenes have a purpose to tell you something about a character or drive something home, and it makes the mundane some of the most interesting shit you've ever seen. And obviously, I'm not going to spoil it, but like the final note that they ended on was wild. But I don't know, man. That's the thing about the show, is that the show is literally. It doesn't even have that. Breaking Bad is very grounded in that it's just a teacher in Albuquerque. That's grounded already. Better Call Saul, if you thought that was grounded, like Breaking Bad still has some more like heightened drama elements to it. Better Call Saul is just lawyers and some criminals just doing the most mundane shit you've ever seen, and is so compelling. There is a scene in this show a few episodes ago where a character, you wouldn't, no spoilers for the context, but like a character, literally all that happens. It's a 5-minute scene where a character walks into their home, gets dressed, and walks somewhere else, and that's literally all that happens. And it is enthralling, and you just need to see the show to get it, you know. So couldn't recommend the show enough. We've got 6 more episodes to finally push to where we know this is going. So we'll see where it goes. No doubt. I'm looking forward to it. It's a shame because I feel like it's, of anything I'm watching, it's like the most, there's the most to talk about, but I don't know anyone who's watching it. So I'm sort of just alone. I'm sort of just like talking to myself. I can talk to my dad about it. That's kind of cool, but that's about it. So it's kind of sad. That was a plea for Liam to watch it, just in case it didn't come through. As always, now we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what have you been watching? Aiden said, watch The Northman on the weekend. Brilliant movie. Great visuals, great story. Sorry, decent story. Alex Skars, he calls him, which is Alexander Skarsgård. I love how Aiden just knows him. You know, he's mates with him. It's an absolute monster. Watch on a big 4K screen if you can. Don't if you're a horse girl. Is that a reference to the film, Liam?
Horse girl? What? I don't think so.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, there's
he also watched
in the movie.
Do horses die? Is that why?
In the film?
Yeah.
Maybe. No, I don't think so.
I'd assume that's why it's a bit of a warning.
Horse girl? Is that what you said?
Just girls that like horses. You know the stereotype. You know, just the.
Oh right.
Like the.
Like if you're a soft cock, don't watch it.
No, just like girls that are obsessed with horses.
Yeah. Which you know the equivalent is that if you're a softie, you know.
No, it's really not.
What does it mean then?
Horse girls are just people that are obsessed with. They're just like, you know, it's just like the stereotype of like, you know, just just teenage girls being obsessed with horses.
Yeah, which by extension would mean that they're probably a bit soft and wouldn't want to watch something gruesome, right?
Well, I just kind of associated it with, you know, don't watch it if you're a horse girl, is because like a lot of horses die.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought you said if you don't like it, you're a horsey girl or some shit.
No.
Oh,
don't watch it if you're a horse. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. A horse.
Yeah,
because horses die.
Horse, probably, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, he also watched. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm moving on. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, banned movie. I like that they had a crack at merging the first two game stories, but the characters were so poorly cast, and there were some incredibly dumb moments. This franchise is stuck with dog shit directors and writers. Paul W.S. Anderson is still a producer. God, I will not forgive the film for making Leon the dumb comic relief. Currently watching Letterkenny on TV, one of the most witty TV series ever written. The use of in-jokes and distinct character roles is excellent. Recently, finally finished Euphoria. Great show, in my opinion. I know not everyone shares my opinion. I'm with you, Aiden. Come on the show and fight me and Fitzy. We'll do a spoiler review. Okay. Today, I watched Jackass Forever, a good movie for laughs. Felt quite short. Danger Erin, I don't know any of these Jackass people, but Danger Erin, is that him? Copped it so much in that film. Knoxville and Steve-O almost took a back seat because of their age, except for one scene in particular. Have you seen that, Fitzy? I feel like you're a Jackass person, aren't you?
No, I'm not a Jackass person, but yeah, I watched that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gets it pretty raw. His balls get it pretty raw multiple times.
Oh, okay. All right.
He gets hit and stung and all sorts of things.
That's brutal, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I'd like that, to be honest. Thank you very much, Aiden, for your good thoughts there. Seriously, we got to do Euphoria something. We got to figure it out.
Yeah, do we have to?
Liam doesn't want to, but we'll fight him. It's fine.
I still haven't finished the last 20 minutes.
Oh my God. Let's do the review that way where you just haven't finished it. Then we fight you on it. Luke said, I've recently only watched Top Gun, so I referred to my hot takes discussion. It deserves a 6. I had little to no investment. Should I just ban this? Should I just not read this?
Yeah, I was actually considering getting off the Discord, yeah.
Yeah.
He's made a few strikes. He's had a few problems with him, yeah.
I mean, hot takes is for hot takes. So I mean, it's
too hot.
Too hot.
It's too, exactly, 100%. Banned reason, too hot. All right, but then they play volleyball for no reason. Dude, no. And then they just fly and then they fly again and stuff. Don't get me wrong, volleyball was fun and meets the 80s theme, but had no relation to flying planes. It's very 80s. There are memorable quotes, iconic music. For its time, the plane stuff was good. 6 out of 10 is about right. It's definitely C, the next one, though.
Oh, definitely. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it's all good. Wow. So they got, Luke, you can shit on it all you want. 6 out of 10, obviously a terrible score. So you can shit on it all you want. But they've got you for the second one, haven't they? So who's laughing now? Andy said, only because this was useful and inspiring for my graduating short film project that I'm about to work on. I think Liam has seen one of them called Pretend That You Love Me. And that was a pretty sensational film. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it sensational?
It's pretty sensational. It's pretty good.
Pretty sensational?
Yeah.
Cool.
An artistic... actually.
Oh, wow. An artistic twist on love and loneliness in a rigid digital age, I would say. It just makes the young people having conversations in apartments genre more watchable this time around. That sounds like an awesome genre. I don't think I've seen a film like that. But all right, now it's time for our answers. Jaden, what have you been watching? As always, we love you to submit your questions. I thought you weren't going to answer, and then I'll cut out. I want you to decide, right? Because I can cut out our individual tracks. I'm going to cut out one of what we just did, speaking over the top of each other. Which one do you want me to keep? Which one's funnier? Like you starting to answer, or me, the lonely silence, and then me just continuing?
I think me starting to... No, I don't know.
I feel
just give them both of them, the clud is funny, the
Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you want me to keep this in too?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's going in, isn't it?
As always, we'll love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comment section. Send us an email on Instagram or join their Discord server. This week, we're asking you the deepest question, the hardest question we've ever asked. Some would say that we should only ask it after our last episode of the show, maybe hundreds of episodes into this podcast, but we're asking it now. Who is your favourite director? let us know. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Liam, what are we doing next week?
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, which is on Disney Plus, and it's I think Chip and Dale is like a spin-off of something. What was it?
Is it?
It was like a show, wasn't it? And it was a spin-off of something. Oh, Roger Rabbit.
Oh, is it?
Spin-off of Roger Rabbit. I think so. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Yeah. It looks like fun comedy.
Cool. I had one cameo spoiled for me, unfortunately. Yeah.
I watched the trailer. There's a cameo in that, but I don't know if that's...
is there? I didn't see the trailer. There was another cameo I had spoiled. I don't think it would be in the trailer, but... Oh. If there's more than one cameo, that's cool. Then I've got more to look forward to. That's fine. All right. Thanks, Jade and Liam, for joining me at this hour. This actually did go quite long, didn't it? Thanks, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, though. And we'll see you all next time. Take care and goodbye.